it has been put in people's minds that when a person has cancer, it's just a death sentence. That is a myth that has been put. Yes, cancer is real. Cancer kills. But you see, the stigma sometimes can demoralize the patient and also the caregivers that take care of the cancer patient.
The doctor removed 8 liters of water from her chest, and she was swelling. The body was swelling. And that's why the doctors in India, the 5 oncologists, told us that they have done their best and now they can't do anything more. So she has to prepare herself for exit. Wow.
It was very traumatizing when I learned that I had blood cancer, and especially when I learned that it's acute leukemia. It struck me. And the few cases that I've had, and you see when people hear it is cancer, they think of death, and people start planning for your funeral because that is the thought that has been. And I think some get shocked and die, and especially those who do not have a support. You see, for me, I had a very strong support of my brothers and my sisters and my husband, who has walked the journey from the beginning to the end.
As a man, I reach a point and I'm telling you, I'm really overwhelmed. For those who understand what it means on issues of medication, you will agree with me that Dorothy was not to live. This is a miracle, because in December 8th and 7th, the kidney had failed. They were not functioning. The liver was not functioning. The lungs were full of water. That's what she said. The doctor removed 8 liters of water from her chest, and she was swelling. The body was swelling because of that water. And that's why the doctors in India, the 5 oncologists, told us that Dorothy is not going to survive. Dorothy is going to die, and we need to, you know, in India they don't hide anything. They just tell you as things are, blunt. So when I was in the guest house preparing uji and something for Dorothy, they came and found I was not there. But they told Dorothy that they have done their best and now they can't do anything more. So she has to prepare herself for exit. Wow. And when she was told, when your husband comes, tell him to come to our office. We want to talk to him. So when I came, I knew they would go and tell me that story. So I told Dorothy before anything else, forget about it, the oncologist, kind of information. God has the final say.
And you see, when they were doing the bone marrow transplant, I was given, I think, 38 consequences of a bone marrow transplant. And the 38th consequence was death. Either failed organs and another cancer.
It's so traumatizing knowing that your mom is not well. I remember in 2016 when mom got sick, I was doing my exams, my KCSE, and to a point I lost hope. And then I looked at everything, I was like, no, I can't make it. I was so low. This time I got sick and Dad came to pick me at school. It was that term. So he gave me a letter. It was from Mom, from India. I remember that letter gave me, and it encouraged me, because she always told me she believes in me. And I also connected something she used to tell me, yes, I can. Always believe in yourself and say, yes, you can. So she taught me how to be positive. Both of them have stood to me and stood up with me, and all the time they always tell me, be positive, no matter what.
We have sold our investments. We are in under poverty line now. We can hardly afford food and all of this. The children are in school. Then I told my husband, I think this is too much. Instead of spending so much on me, watoto wangu wana fees hawatalipa. Si muniachilie, si let me loose. Akaniuliza nani aku let loose? He refused and said, wow, that if you cannot let me loose, let's go on with the journey. And I think that made me move on. And it's not even when I got sick. It is his lifestyle to see things are possible. And the children and the church, they know that he always hopes for the best. And I think that is what has been keeping me going. Because when I look at the negative, he always looks at the good, even if it's how much, it's the good. And I thank God for him. And I've not regretted why I had to choose him because of his character. And would not possibly say that life of marriage is smooth all the way. There are ups and downs. We sit down, we dialogue, we handle issues of life, of family, and we keep on going.
When I see Dad, I normally see a hero in him, because even when I tell my friends, like, my dad has been there for my mom, most of them tell me, like, your dad is a hero. Because I remember this one day I was like so down, and I was telling everyone, like, I feel like I can't do it. But everyone, nikimwelezea story, they're like, your father is strong, he's a hero, so be strong. So I was like, yeah, I need to be strong. And every beat I normally move, I always look at him and I'm like, if he's a hero, I can also make it.
The process takes us 500,000 Kenya shillings to gather all those things, to travel, she be treated. We buy medicine for 3 months, which can take her 3 months because India is very far. That process takes us 500 Kenya shillings, 1,000 Kenya shillings, and it's not easy. But we thank God that's far. We are just feeling wow. The Lord has really assisted us. So it has not been easy. I tell you, from the moment we started 2016 to last year in India, we've spent over 20 million.
As we speak now, the bone marrow is at 96%.
Successful.
It was very successful. And they are saying it is a success story. They've tested, I'm cancer free. We have gone for several reviews. Reviews in India, to and from. But now we have not been able to go back since, I think, December. December. It was very tough. My legs collapsed. The kidney had a problem. I was on oxygen for about 4 months. And then I picked up in April. In May, I went back teaching. I'm on my normal life, and I've courses that I'm teaching in Okaba Bible College. I'm picking up. I'm doing my own things. And we have learned to live one day at a time. And Lord's prayer has been so true. Lord, give us our daily bread.
So I'm so excited. I'm a husband who's proud of a wife who was dying and now she's alive. I normally tell her God has given her a second life. Ile ingine iliisha, hiyo ilienda. Because from the way and look of things, hapana hakuwa wakuishi. Hiyo ilikuwa ni kwisha.
I'm just battling with infections. Some infections on and off, like for the eyes. I have a dry syndrome. And this happened just from last December, on and off. I use these artificial tears and other form medication that I put on my eyes daily to make my eyes, because I don't have lubricant. I don't have
no tears.
No tears. I have to put them on and off.
It is a storm they've weathered together as a family, and thanks to the dad in the family. And when you actually look at this particular box, you will not believe that these are drugs that Dorothy has to take each and every single day. But thanks to the fact that they still have hope, this means nothing to them.
Because of the experience that I've gone through as a cancer patient, as a cancer survivor, as the caregivers, people need other people to push them and encourage them and to tell them, you make it, you will live, you do this and this. You see, sometimes my husband and my children tell me, Mommy, like Ruth always tells me, Mommy, you make it. She's very good at encouraging, you make it. And you see, that gives me hope. Then I ask her, are you sure? And she tells me, you will. And so that encourages me. And so because of that encouragement, I have a burden in my heart to be and to keep going and to be ambassador of hope.
When a wife has a good husband, it's clearly seen on her face, and through the support system that Jeremiah has provided for his family, it is clear that tomorrow is better. Reporting for Tuko News, my name is Kevin Phillips Momanyi.